on the link here to come on and just kind of provide you guys with an update. I think it's crucial to hear from these different voices as we really try and navigate 2021 and hopefully reach a destination that's a lot better than where we were at in 2020. And we'll also kind of go on with this Magis. There's a new guidance out from Rev and Tax about the $600 stimulus economic impact payment too for Guam residents. But let's go into the KUAM News Zoom room where we have from Prutehi Litekyan, Maria Hernandez May standing by in the Zoom room. Good morning, Maria.
Half a day. Good morning. I have my two young kids with me, so I don't know how long they're going to allow me to speak here. But
hey, Maria, don't even apologize.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
I brought 3 kids to work with me. So
oh my gosh, I do not know how you did it. Yeah, so we're gonna see how long before they interrupt me, but thank you so much for having me on to share this really important information. So Prutehi Litekyan, we during the pandemic, we've kind of like slowed down a little bit. We've been focusing on our families and basically trying to keep as safe as possible. But recently we received news that there's going to be no public hearing for the Ritidian Surface Danger Zone. So we're kind of starting up organizing once again. And it's just a really, really horrible news that we've received. This surface danger zone is going to extend over Ritidian and about 2.8 miles into the ocean. So there's not going to be, any fishing in the area while the range is in operation. And we're hearing, 273 days out of the year that the range is going to be in operation. But, Prutehi Litekyan has been doing this for a really long time and has spoke to many officials. And there was one build-up director who had told us that might not include training from other organizations, maybe local organizations that might be using the range as well. So it could quite possibly be the entire year that Ritidian would be closed to the public. And this is information again that we've heard from somebody who's involved in or who was involved in the planning. It was a previous administration. So it's just really, really troubling to us that we're not being allowed an opportunity for a meaningful dialogue to happen. I know that the DOD, they recently did an online public comment period, which is what they do for a lot of the build-up projects. And we've always kind of been critical of those as well. Just because it's really a short period of time that we're able to comment. And, people have reached out to us. They've said, we're intimidated by this process. We're intimidated by the jargon. They're reaching out to our group. Can you please make a template because we don't even know where to start? So we've done that in the past. It's just a really troubling situation all around because we don't know, we've exhausted so many avenues. There are 25,000, possibly more. I need to check the petition today because we always get more signatures, but 25,000 plus signatures on our petition against the range. We have 2 resolutions passed by our lawmakers, and yet it's still moving forward. So it really is extremely troubling to us, and it really makes you question when a DOD official comes on our local media and they say, it's not like the 1930s where we bulldozed everything. When that's not the case,
Maria, let me just interrupt there. She's referencing we had Admiral Manoni on, and I had questioned him about the bulldozing of our ancestors up at Litekyan, and he had responded, it's not like the old days where, the military's Yosemite Sam just bulldozing through everything, which was so ironic to me because that's like exactly what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So to hear that, it just feels like more like lip service because the reality is that 3 cultural heritage sites were eligible for the National Register of Historic Places were recently cleared for the new Marine base, and that was without any public. The public was informed after it was already cleared. So yeah, this injustice to our culture, to our people, it's ongoing, and so Prutehi Litekyan really, we're not going anywhere. As usual, the pandemic slowed us down, but we're always going to speak out when there's something that's compromising our culture and our heritage, and that goes for any organization that's making poor decisions that impacts our people and our culture. Right. Whether that's DoD or anyone. So we are holding a protest. We hope that we're giving the community a few weeks to clear their schedules and try to make it down. We're actually doing 2 locations just for the sake of splitting up the number of people at each location so that we can have space to properly social distance. The protest is scheduled for February 6th. That's a Saturday at 4:30 p.m. 2 locations at Adaloop. We want to call attention to our own local officials and at the ITC intersection. We have a code of conduct for those that will be attending to make sure that it's a very safe space, and that includes social distancing, wearing masks. That's not part of our regular code of conduct, but of course, mid-pandemic, we want to make sure everyone's safe. So same with our last protest, everybody has to wear a mask or you can't stay, and then social distancing. We also have masks and hand sanitizer at a table. Nice. That we'll be setting up. And then, so the code of conduct, just really quick for people who might be attending, our protests are peaceful actions. We're non-violent. We believe in respetu, so please practice respect with your words, actions, and expressions. We do not attack others and their beliefs. We don't use spoken or written profanity. Be mindful of those around you, especially Minamku and Minamku and children. Think of safety at all times and no smoking of any kind and no alcohol. Sorry, go ahead.
Maria, so press conference 11 a.m. This morning, right? Where can people see this?
We are planning to stream on our Facebook page. So if you want to follow there, it'll be there. And then if any media requests to record, we can set that up too. And we're going to be recording on our end, so we'll probably be posting. Every time we do a press conference, we post clips ourselves on across Instagram and stuff like that.
Wow, I just thinking about what you said, and it's frustrating that this whole process continued to move forward during the pandemic, while I think most people who give a damn and maybe even had something to say about it were busy, staying home and just trying to protect each other and protect those dear to us. So do you feel like there's a, because this is, to me, it's just so abstract, the idea of the firing range and the surface danger zone, and when they threw out that number that it could be closed 270 some days a year, I don't think a lot of people really wrap their mind around it, and then come to find out that that's kind of like the baseline number. And then so with this Operation Sea Dragon, right? I'm assuming that when we have these like big military exercises that are like multinational things, if they use the firing range, that's going to be additional days that you're not going to be able to fish. I mean, I know how many fishermen, that's just part of their regular route, right? So that being said, how do you kind of like rally the support and the community around this? And are we going to maybe have conversations with the acting SHPO and the Gov on this?
We've always had consistent community support. That's never been an issue. I think when it comes to the protests, we just have people just need that like ample time to like clear their schedules and in order to attend. But yeah, we've always had from the very beginning, as you can tell with the signatures on our petition, more than 25,000 people. that, you know, our organization is very much supported. Sorry, I told you. I didn't know how long I'd be able to speak, but but yeah, so let me see if I can give him something. And then the SHPO, that's another thing that we are calling attention to. Yeah. The SHPO is actually, there shouldn't be, we believe that there's a conflict of interest with the SHPO in his position.
You're talking about SHPO Pat Lujan, right? Who's in the Air Force.
SHPO Pat Lujan, the actual SHPO, not the acting SHPO Carlotta. Yeah. So with Patrick Lujan, he is actually currently serving active duty in the, I believe, Air Force Reserves. Yeah. And, you know, it's always been, we've given him the benefit of the doubt in the past when he first started. Okay, we met with him personally and he said, you know, I really do care about the community and about our heritage, but it's just hard to ignore that, like, that glaring conflict of interest that he's active duty in the you know, the organization that he's supposed to regulate. So that's something that's been really troubling to us, and we just don't understand how the administration is not able to see that it's a horrible conflict of interest.
Pretty obvious, right, Maria?
Yeah. So that's something that we wanted to call attention to as well. And then recently the programmatic agreement was signed by the acting SHPO Carlotta. Yeah. And so, yeah, we feel like there wasn't really any opportunity for public input. I feel like the representatives that were allowed to negotiate the PA from our government, I don't know, it just feels like they catered more to like discussions with the military. There was not really any like avenue for public comment and public input. So that's something that we're concerned about as well. And this is going to impact us not just for the next 5 years that the PA is effective, it's going to be for generations, you know, these training exercises. And it's really concerning that the way that the process works is that the SHPO would only see the kind of like documents after the fact, kind of giving like a summary of the training versus being able to actually go to the trainings. Like that should be a requirement or something that is allowed, that our government representatives are actually able to attend the actual trainings just to you know, pop in at any time and make sure that protocol is being followed versus seeing documents after and like basing their opinion on the training off of, you know, documentation and writing
after the fact. Yeah, I mean, Maria, I feel like so much has gotten by in the pandemic, and I'm happy to see you again. I'm happy to hear you guys are out here, you know, going to be making some noise, because like I said, I feel like a lot of stuff passed us by while we were all hunkered down. And now I get this sense that a lot of people are, you know, putting on their work clothes and just getting back to work. And this is what you guys do. So I just wanted to give you some time on here, and we'll catch up next week, because there are some things that you said that I do want to follow up on, some of the other issues. So that's 11 a.m. It'll be on Prutehi Litekyan's Facebook.
Yes.
All right. And then I know we'll be covering it. Yeah, Jay?
Yeah, and we also have the graphic up there. Good morning, Maria. This is Jason, but we have the graphic up there so people can find your Facebook page and participate.
All right. And so we put the graphic in our comments. Maria, go ahead and feed those kids. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
There you go. Maria Hernandez May, Prutehi Litekyan. I think it's really, Maria...